This is the house that Kamurai built. Time to get started.
Good morning. We are on our way to Disneyland, California. We live about 2 hours away from Disney World, but came all the way out here. Might as well go to Disneyland. And maybe I'll have a basis for comparison if I ever go to Disney World. We're almost there. I did not get there at 8 when the doors open because I'm slow and lazy apparently. Should be a good time nonetheless. Hopefully there's no issue with the cameras. Didn't think about that until I left, or was leaving at least. Got a little bit of breakfast in me, and hopefully it'll be a good day. Let's go. Hey, it's about 9:40. I finally got to the park. I haven't checked in with my ticket yet, but I took a cool tram and I walked way too far because Disney doesn't have a way for you to get there by foot on their website, or at least the mobile version. So I finally made it into the park. It is almost 10 o'clock. So if it's anything like that on the way home, it's gonna be like 2 a.m. before I get home, or back to the hotel rather. This place has more layers of security than most castles. It has the checkpoint. It even has like the low-hanging bridge to make sure like people would fall off the top of the tram, which is just crazy. And it looks like we've got a choo-choo train right there. For any of you who just like that sort of thing. Alright, let's get on to the park. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover both parks in one day. Alright, I always feel bad for horses because they get the worst of it. Just look at all that equipment on him, and he looks like I feel. Just hot, nasty out here. He needs a drink. But this is the Disney Square. You've got the train station up there, City Hall, Emporium Gifts, Showcase, lots of shops. This is just people hanging out, it looks like. So I'm going to wander around, see if there's anything else interesting. This is kind of the market street here. Of course, this is all right after the town square where you come in at, and it makes sense that that's where you would put attractions. Because people are going to always see it when you come in. They're very smart here. So that's the main hall. This is another big square, but this is where we start seeing impressive things.
That's too cute.
Like that. And of course I block Space Mountain. I walk out in the middle of the street where you're supposed to be able to see it, you get the castle. And that was actually kind of impressive to see that come over out from behind the trees. Let's get more in. Tomorrowland, where tomorrow is today, as seen by 1980. So once you get into Tomorrowland, the first things you see are a Star Wars and a Toy Story something. I don't know if they're rides or what, because they're buildings with lines that say a half-hour wait. Well, I don't care. Then there's a merch shop right there, and that looks fairly impressive. Space Mountain. But there seems to be a lot of mountainous stuff here. They may have overdone it. So far, the coolest thing I've seen is this big crazy ball that sits on top of the water there. And let's find out. Yeah, it's coated moist, but it just kind of sits on top of the water and rotates, and that's what makes it cool. But it's probably the coolest thing I've seen already. Let me keep trying. Woo, this heat's killing me. Okay, so Space Mountain's closed. There's this thing called Inventions, which is apparently the Marvel franchise stuff. This is meet Captain America, Thor, Iron Man. So it doesn't open at 11, so because I'm assuming you use the actors. There's this thing called Autopia, which looks like go-karting. I'll have to go check it out, be sure, but that looks like it's not open until later anyways. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, there's this submarine voyage thing over here. That looks like it doesn't open until fall 2014. So I don't know why you even bother putting this sign out. Well, I guess to promote it when people come back. So I'm seeing a whole lot of things that are kind of weird. Hopefully this picks up. I bet this place was awesome before they bought Star Wars and Marvel, though. I really do. So this is Autopia. It's not even go-karts. It is loud and efficient nonsense vehicles attached to a rail that should be electric because everything would work better that way. But I guess if you're that kid, it may actually be exciting. Or that girl and her mom, because she was real excited about knowing how to drive a car. That's a cool head there, though. Alright. This is just a really impressive shot of this mountain here. Hopefully you like it as much as I do. A little lost coming away from Tomorrowland. I don't think I'm there anymore, but I found an entrance. So let's find out what it is. That may have been an overly dramatic start to this. This is a funny little wishing well type thing, apparently, that people throw money into, but I don't know why. The water looks questionable, but there's birds drinking it, and occasionally that'll happen. Because apparently we have fishes, frogs, I don't know. There we go. There's this cool fountain here that does something neat too, besides the ones that just shoot over the walkway, which is neat on its own. This is a cool little scene here that they've done. I don't know what the significance is via movie or franchise, but just wanted to make sure I got it on camera. Okay, apparently I got tricked into Tinkerbell Land. I don't know how that happened. There was just some tall grass, giant mushrooms, and an entrance. I thought it was Alice in Wonderland. We're gonna film it anyways. Yeah, I don't know what I just did with that time. Apparently it's a whole setup just to get to take your picture with Tinkerbell. She's kind of cute, but I don't know. I don't need that. That's fine. I could have done so much else with my time right then. So let's go find something. This is how you know things aren't Alice in Wonderland, when they post a big sign. Ducks! I love ducks! There's a lot of them actually. I didn't even see these guys. I'm just glad they didn't ambush me. Well, I found out why the ducks are here, because the castle actually has a moat. I never would have guessed. A significant bridge. I thought it was worthy of note, the detail that they put into the castle. All the way to where this becomes kind of like a rock shorn thing with the Cheshire Cat in it. I hope we find a little bit of madness coming around the corner. And teacups! Round and round you go till throw up nobody knows. Seems like my kind of land. I find this very impressive. It looks like he flosses regularly. This is what the other side of the castle looks like. Very different indeed. And when you come in, there's another like little square with shops and stuff, and then oh yeah, a giant carousel, which I will try to get a better shot of, along with some other stuff. And for anyone who ever grew up King Arthur, there's the Sword in the Stone. There is the Dumbo ride, which is kind of neat that it's over water. It's the first time I've ever seen that. And that is the big carousel. It is absolutely horrifying that all this magnificent art and detail is being obstructed by It's a Small World and this other stuff. The toy shop maybe I understand, but just all the cogs and stuff that they got spinning up there really makes it do its thing. Alright, so this is the Fantasyland Theater. Obviously nothing's going on right now, but the space that they've got set up in there, hopefully you can see it, is pretty amazing. Let me actually get closer. But look at that. What a wonderful space. That's the type of thing you see at like Ren fairs and stuff where the arena is, and looks like a great place to take a rest taking a show, but nothing's happening right now. And I'm sure Disney uses it to its fullest potential. Maybe, oh, I'm going to regret this, especially. Let's check out Toontown. Mickey's Toontown, note the population. Alright, Toontown looks pretty amazing. I'm going to give it to it. I'm going to get some better shots of a couple things, but note the backgrounds there. The rolling hills and how it bleeds into the cityscape. Very impressive, and all the weird wackiness of the buildings. There's even chocolate chips in the columns there on the trash cans. There's the official Toontown background. I can do a crappy zoom in on it. Whoa! Okay, so this is the background you can't see from the entryway, leading up to Chippendale's treehouse, which is interesting, ish. I don't think I'm gonna go in there, but they also have this kind of roller coaster thing. Here's a better shot of the roller coaster in action. And continuing the theme that I'm an idiot, there's one raised curb in that entire place because, let's face it, that's a hazard. And I found it because I saw this cute redhead. And no, I'm not going to show her to you. This is exactly how close you can get to birds here because people are used to feeding them. This is the new Frozen thing. I thought it was especially cute that they have Olaf talking to the guests. So does that mean I'm going to fall asleep, or what? It's a really weird little alcove. I want to check it out though. Because I'm an insane person, I'm putting on my night vision.
Well, I've seen him. It's Maximus, a horse of the Royal Guard, and he's after me.
Next we have Frontierland, where the Wild West rules. So, this has another little marketplace when you walk in. And barmaids with bubble guns. So yeah, it's just like the Wild West. Here is a pioneer vessel. I don't know what you want to call it. But it looks like a pretty legitimate sailing vessel. The only thing that makes me doubt is that we have this going on. And it may go around the island, but that's as far as that goes. So I have no idea where the ship thinks it's going. Plus there's duckies. Baby duckies.
East of where the races. We sail a true course, south by southwest.
These guys are adorable. Mom was just yelling at them because they can't get up on the ledge. But sure enough, the Columbia, which is actually very, very funny, that is moving. So my assumption is that it does go around the island at least. But you can very much hear that there's a motor pushing that. Obviously no sails. That would be ridiculous. Looks like that rudder's legit, if nothing else. Or it could be on a rail. Magic destroyed. And that's a pretty decent shot of the ship right there. Avast, we want your booties. Alright, here's Haunted Mansion. We're gonna try this out. The haunted house is kind of a bust. The IR light's not strong enough on this camera to actually film most of it, and kind of boring. But I was wrong about Splash Mountain. That must be Magic Mountain. There's too many mountains. What's behind me is Splash Mountain, apparently. I bowled too much water. I don't think I'm gonna get my camera wet. We'll see what else we got. Apparently Winnie the Pooh has its own, I hesitate to call this a roller coaster, but car ride. Let's go check out Tarzan's Treehouse. Yeah. Nice little rope bridge here. See it over Frontierland pretty well. See Splash Mountain, Magic Mountain. Wow. We are up here. Oh, I got the Jaguar. Okay, yep. The vertigo's setting in. Okay. Oh, I don't like this. I don't know why going down is worse. reservations for that. Of course, I had 2 shoots then. I got muscle fatigue now, but that was weird difficult coming down the steps. Look, I don't know what happened. I ended up in Adventureland somehow. Could have left Albuquerque, I guess, but from the Frontierland you get to Tarzan's Treehouse, and apparently you wind up in Adventureland with Indiana Jones. I don't know. Alright, there's an Indiana Jones ride there's like a 25-minute wait that I just don't want to sit in because I don't know what it is. And there's a Jungle Cruise ride and all these nice shops. And it all seems just a little strange, or because that's Aladdin's Oasis, should I say, bizarre. This is the inside of Aladdin's Oasis. It took me a minute to figure out how to even get in, which is why there's like no one here. But of course there's no show, because they got a little stage here as well. Which is nice that they've got that kind of entertainment around, just in case people aren't having the best of times or whatever. It's a nice cool place to rest your feet a minute, I guess, but I'm going to head out of Frontierland, or Adventureland. I forgot I changed. Because the only other thing that even looked interesting was the Indiana Jones ride, but I'm going to probably go check out Adventure Parks. Yeah. So apparently we've got this enchanted tiki room as well. It's got some kind of performance stage, but I don't know. There's a big ass line for this. I just need to find some water. Alright, so I was at this place, the Bakery Cafe, and I gotta say, I got some water there, but I got a tuna sandwich and it was really good. The chips were not so much, but for the price, I was not expecting that sandwich to fill me up like it did. So kudos there. I'm gonna try to check out the parks next, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, another one of these little square things. It's a restaurant over there. There's this Soarin' over California thing, but I don't know what it is. I feel like I was supposed to do about a week's worth of research before I came here. Another little shop, because I just don't get it. Maybe it's just because it's so damn hot, but everything that looks interesting today heavily involves water. I think the way to go next year, if I were to come, is to leave the camera at home and just be wet all day. That sounds good. It's the ultimate dream come true. A giant bear with a paddle. Wow, chicken. Oh no. This is the calmer part of that same ride that splashes like Grizzly River Run. It's oddly serene. If almost out of place. I really just thought this was pretty. Here in the Ranger Explorer area, whatever, they've got this little ropes course thing where kids can essentially zip line on a tire on that wire there. We got like 3 lanes of it. This is an educational type area, which I like, but I'm not sure what they're trying to do with this radio here. Oh, apparently there's instructions. That's alright. But here's a little ropes course thing. I don't think I'm going to walk across it. But, just want to show it to you. This has got to be a neat shot of the lower section. Apparently they had these little log slides go from like there down to there. Just thought they were kind of cute. They also have this rope bridge that's not made of ropes. It's held up by a rope and wire. So let's walk across it. Oh yeah, that's fun. Wow, okay. I don't know if you can tell, but that thing's walking back left and right pretty hard. Let's see if I can try not to do that on this one. See, they got a little tiny one down there for beginners, get you warmed up. This is going back and forth like crazy. And then that's apparently a continuation of the one that we saw upstairs, which is actually that one. I think they got another little stage area there. A little bit of new educational stuff there. All hail Aslan, King of Narnia. I know frogs don't chew, but that is one hungry son of a frog. I like 10 seconds from doing Red's I'm Lost bit from a VidCon where you throw your arms and legs in the air and just yell I'm lost till nice man in uniform comes, gets you, takes you where you need to go. I'm not going to bother recreating the experience when you come around the corner and that opens up, but that's a pretty nice sight. There's just a lot of stuff over there. Hopefully we'll check some of it out. There's another good shot, including the big Mickey Mouse Ferris wheel. The park looks amazing. It's just a matter of what you get to experience. So there's Poseidon. I can't quite get the whole thing in a shot right now. I'll try again later. More importantly, there is this whole crowd of people from VidCon. Apparently we're all waiting to do the VidCon photo, which makes me even more embarrassed that I forgot my shirt. Sucks to be me. Didn't plan on filming that.
Came at the right time. Goofy's conducting.
He must be weak. He must be quick. He must be sure. He must command the respect of all who follow the unpredictable path of his baton. With this in mind, our maestro raises his baton. He raises his baton. Raise the baton! And they're off!
looks like at Disneyland. Hey again. Hey, so we just did the big YouTube picture that you couldn't see half the people because all people were in front and it was a decline. I don't know who's in charge of that, but it probably could have been done better. I'm saying it was poorly, just could have been better. I ran into Mark and Fiona Gray at the back for Noah, and so they suggested some rides and whatnot. So I'm going to take Ariel's Undersea Adventure on their recommendation, and then probably do Toy Story at least. I also recommend Ants and Cars and Soaring Over California. And I don't know how much I want to do Soaring Over California, but I will consider those and see how long it takes me to get through some of these lines. Ariel's moving pretty well, so if this is supposed to be a dark ride like Haunted Mansion. I wasn't too excited about Haunted Mansion, but hopefully it will live up to expectations. So I just got out of Ariel's Undersea Adventure, and two big points. I think everybody should try it just for that immersion when they take you underwater. They turn it backwards, which I don't like, but it's the final key they needed to get it just right, I think. The only way would be better if they figure out a way to do it going forward. It really feels like you're ducking underwater, but you're not drowning, which is weird to even say. The second thing is that the animatronics in there are pretty amazing. It really looks like they were secretly working with like Real Doll or something, because like the first one where Ariel's singing, her mouth's actually moving, she has teeth in there, and it really, I don't even know how to say it. It looks like it's all silicone, looks realistic except for her hair. That's very plasticky, and then but almost all of them except for like Triton's face at the end. Poseidon's Triton, whatever his name is, his face at the end looked very plastic, and then Ariel's hands at the end looked very plastic. The rest of it looked like high grain silicone. So it really looks like Disney's about a year to 5 years away from putting out Disney Princess sex dolls, but they just need to finish it up and get the rest of the way, I guess. This is Goofy's like Sky School or something. There's just no good shots of it. Here's the little boardwalk, shoppy, games thingy. I don't know. I'm tired of seeing shops at this point. This is Disneyland from the top of the Ferris wheel. Oh, forget the bars, but I'm happier they're there. After I got off the Ferris wheel, I decided to go check out the Toy Story Lincoln like right there. I asked how long the wait was, 30 to 40 minutes. Might as well get in because I've been sitting on lines for 4 days now, and that is actually still a short line because you've been dealing with 2-hour lines at this point. But those were for panels that lasted an hour. Now this is for like a 5-minute ride. So I'm really hoping that this is kind of worth it. I don't know. We'll just have to see. So Toy Story was closed for an undisclosed amount of time. Screw it. Got other things to do. Another carousel. This one has a cooler top on it though. California screaming whatever, the roller coaster that's up there. I was actually excited about doing, just shut down. So it's 2 for 2 and way too short a time. I don't care. So see if we can't find a tower turn. Alright, just a theory about what's going on with the rides. A lot of these run on pneumatics. Pneumatics use fluids typically. Fluids tend to expand under heat, and that'll burst closed systems a lot if the heat's not managed properly. So it could be that some of the systems are overheating, or the cooling systems aren't operating correctly, and they had potential bursts, or just things you have to go monitor and fix. So it could be 2 minutes, could be 2 hours, who knows. And it's Cars Land. Welcome to Radiator Springs. Mayor's Junkyard Jamboree. Some gritty old building. Another kind of street thing. It's got shops. It seems very typical at this point. So tired. So tired. Alright, this title boggles the mind. And then they came up with it and put a tree in front of it. It boggles me more. I don't even see the point of the tree. It doesn't do any good there. You have the town of Radiator Springs Fire Department over there. Luigi's. Radiator Springs Curious. I guess that's supposed to be just a shop. The motel thing from the movie. A restaurant where you can eat next to fuel pumps. And the House of Booty Art. Yeah. This is just so ridiculous I had to film it. Lightning McQueen and the Secret Service. Alright, no idea what Ramones is. You got the oil pan, Lubarama, parts and stuff. Service with a smile, mile after mile. And maybe there's a joke there. Lubarama, I don't know. And then Gateway to Ornament Valley, Radiator Springs Racers. See what's up with that, but I don't know.
For my Junkyard Jamboree.
And I really thought it could get worse, but yeah. And that's the Cars ride that I'm not going to go on. No offense to the ride, anything, I don't like rail rides. I like roller coasters because they're designed to just contain the thing. But rail rides are propulsion. Like the rail pulls it, essentially. It doesn't contain the ride. All the momentum in a roller coaster comes from gravity, essentially. And the things here are like powered, and they're the way you restrict it is by limiting the power supplied to it. It's really silly. But let's see what else we can do. A Bug's Land. Let's go. This is actually as much fun scale as the Pixie Hollow thing was. Kind of reminds me of being back in Florida. That looks like a good way to cool off. Yeah, just get my hat wet.
Carrots are orange, just like candy corn. Do you like carrots? I wish candy corn was a vegetable.
We have bumper cars. Hey kids, don't you remember the good old days of bumper cars where there used to be like sparks come from the ceiling? Like constant danger and fire hazard all over the place? Those were the good old days. This is in a circus tent. And that is how they give directions in Bug's Life. pretty nice difference on the teacups. Not only do they spin, but they can move in a figure 8 direction instead of just in a circle. Alright, this is supposed to be the Tower of Terror, if I understand things correctly, so we're going to do this, and I'm not going to film shit, because I'm tired of trying to film indoors. Alright, so just at the Tower of Terror, had a goofy picture to be taken. I was fine with it, except for when they opened the window. I didn't know they were going to do that at all. I kind of had like a moment where it was but the actual free fall didn't bother me so much. There was like one moment, like briefly, where it's like, ooh, this is free fall, but that's bad. Now I think I'm in like Hollywood Studios or something. I don't know. Here's some stuff. And another stage space. There's like 3 all right together. I'm not quite sure why, but there is. Yep, gotta check out what this is. Just must. Apparently that's a show, and I don't care that much. Next one's like at 5, and I don't want to wait around. But they keep moving. Okay, so real quick, so we come in here, we went through here, this is California, we go through here, this is Critical Peak, so we saw the water stuff. This is where we took the YouTube photo, because it's flight school. This is where the rides didn't work that I wanted to go, so I may go back there. Radiator Springs, the big raceway thing, Bugs Life, Tower of Terror. This is where I got lost through all those shops and whatnot. And then all the way back here, so I could just go, but I'm going to go head back to Paradise Pier and see if I can't get those last 2 rides I wanted to do. Alright, so I ended up going back and watching the Muppet Vision 3D experience. It's not even a film, but I have seen that sort of work with 3D film before, so I'm actually really impressed. Usually the 3D stuff I've seen is not that enhanced, it just has a slightly different effect to it. This is very much where it looks like it's coming out in the theater directly at you. Not only that, but because it's Disney, they decided to put in a couple extra effects, like when they use the vacuum, they actually start blowing air to make it feel like air is being sucked into the screen. They got bubbles that come out. They've got water that drips down on you when this water's spraying out the screen. It's a really, really good experience. I would totally suggest that you go see it. And I finally saw what people were talking about, like with 2D glasses, why those are needed. Because I think if that had gone on much longer, I would have started to get a headache. The things that were in the screen that came out but stayed inside the bounds of the screen didn't bother me so much. But the CG created assets that were outside, like inside the borders of the screen, but projected 3D, those bothered me a little bit. And then anytime that the 3D object broke the border of the screen, that totally bothered me. Because my brain interpreted it. So, like, even though, like, they do things like they've got the Muppets, like, actually in the theater as well as in the screen talking to each other, and they do, like, flashlights and spotlights representing those, it's, I totally see why people need 3D or 2D glasses now, and, I think until we get it where like the entire wall is the screen, and we're doing purely rear projection with digital stuff, I don't think that we'll be able to do 3D as it should be. Yeah, that's like sounds like a whole other vlog. Let's move on. I'm gonna do one last check to see if either the 2 rides I'm gonna ride are open. If not, I think I'm beat. I think I'm sunburnt and hungry and tired, and I'm just gonna go back. Alright, let's check. Alright, I don't have the words to describe this, so I'm just gonna record it and you come to your own words. Boom! Whatever you want to call that. Go for it. Alright. On my way back from Disneyland, I decided to cut it at that. I did go back and ride the California Screaming Roller Coaster, and I did go back and play the Buzz Lightyear or a Toy Story game. That's really what it was. It was a arcade game on rails. Like it wasn't like one continuous game though. It was you rail from game to game, and you're like quick fire, hit the target type stuff. So that was kind of interesting, but I don't know if ultimately it was worth it to go back. Right now I'm just beat. I was beat before then, beat now. Just trying to use every bit of motivation to get back. Get changed, get a shower maybe, I don't know. Food sounds good. Oh, food sounds good. Hey ladies, how was VidCon?
It was awesome!
A moment of entertainment there, or reprieve. I didn't realize anybody would be wearing their badges, but I saw a couple at the park, and I saw them just now. Even though VidCon is over, I'm back at the convention center just real quick and walk through their courtyard thing and get back to the hotel place. Yeah.
If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations, and they'll take you to our other channels.